As always, it's yours truly, the 29-year-old piece of gold, the franchise, aka the showstopper, better known as GOW's Wrestling Tribal Chief. And with me, as always, I got my tag team partner, my brother, my family. He is the flyest in the room, Mr. 1, 2, 3. Pin that ass down, K Breezy, aka EC's Wrestling Isaac Hayes in the building. King Tuco, what's going on, bro?
Hey, my man remembered his age. Hey, my man remembered his age. Hey, my man remembered his age. Hey, what's up, people? What's up with y'all? What's good? What's happening? Let's do this. Let's go.
Go Becky Lynch. Go Bianca. Hey, go
Hey, you
Sasha Banks. Go
Hey, you
Roman. Hey, go AJ Styles. Go Vinny. Hey. Go Triple H. He ain't here to play. Okay. Hey. Bernie Mac. Hey. Bernie.
What up, people? What's good with y'all?
Yes, sir.
How y'all doing? What's up with you? What it be like? What it be like? Hey, yo, it's the Tuesday night black party. What up, man? It's a black party every night, man. We just gonna party every time, man. It is what it is, man.
You know it.
But bro, let's kick it off. Let's do what we do.
All right, well, before we do that, what I need the people to do is bend the knee to your king and acknowledge me. As we get ready to talk some WWE, bro, it's been a while since we covered Monday Night Raw, but we doing it with good reason because it is the first Monday Night Raw in the new era under the tutelage, under the creative direction of one Mr. Paul Levesque, aka the Game, the Cerebral Assassin, the King of Kings, Triple H, bro. So earlier today, you know, on the GOW podcast page, we put a poll up, man. We kind of wanted to get a feel for the people's thoughts and opinions on the first Monday Night Raw since Triple H was announced, you know, the head creative guy in charge, and to, you know, be expected, you know, the reactions were pretty mixed. You know, I mean, a lot of people felt that it flowed better, but I mean, overall, there wasn't a drastic change, which we expected. I mean, you know, you got Triple H who's trying to undo years at this point of, you know, fans that fell out of favor, and you can't just disregard current storylines just because, you know, things aren't working out currently. You still got to kind of see it through. Got a big pay-per-view coming up at the end of the week. So unfortunately,
what are your big four?
Yeah. So right now, unfortunately, you know, you kind of got to bite the bullet and you kind of got to go through these growing pains right now. But the people, the general consensus was, and me, we talked, and I'm gonna let you kind of, you know, elaborate on it more. We see light at the end of the tunnel. Now, how far that tunnel may be, we don't know. But as of right now, we see a tidbit of light. Man, what did you think, man, so far of the first Monday Night Raw since Triple H has taken over? Fro, Leo, what's good?
Bro, Leo, what it do? What it do? All right, so like I told you before we got on, man, I said, you know, I watched Raw.
What's happening?
What up, champ? I actually watched Raw. I just kind of wanted to see like what just kind of I just wanted to see. I just had to see what it would be. I will say them starting off with the Logan Paul Miz fighting in the ring.
Hey,
not gonna lie. That was probably, what's up, mama? Hope you're feeling better. I'm not going to lie. I feel like that was a good start to the show. Like, you just come on and who's fighting in the ring? It's the Miz and Logan Paul. It's like, oh, shit. Well, I didn't expect that. But you're trying to add a little spice to it. Now, let's be honest. Only people who give a damn about Logan Paul are Logan Paul fan. Is it Logan Paul or Jake Paul? It's Logan Paul. I can't remember.
This one is Logan Paul. Yeah,
this is Logan Paul. All right, one of them Paul brothers. But man, outside of their fans, no one really cares to see this dude.
Yeah, and
we kind of got a reason for that later on. We're gonna get to later on. We're gonna stick to right now in the beginning. In the beginning, I didn't have a problem with it. I thought that was actually pretty good. You start off without the usual promo. You come in. People want to fight and they brawl it, even though there was some wild haymakers and you can see it for what it was, but it kind of gave me a different thought of the match. Not saying it's still one of the matches I want to see. It's still a garbage match to me, but it kind of gave me a little intrigue, just a little bit. And then I saw the main event or his talk show that he did, and then that quickly went away. But for the moment, it started off pretty good. And then what happened after that? With Roman Reigns coming out and you know, doing what he do, you know, getting the crowd to acknowledge him, the Madison Square Garden people just going crazy. Then Austin Theory comes out,
Mm-hmm.
and boy, oh boy, man,
Yeah.
whoo,
Yeah.
whoo,
Yeah.
whoo, man, your daddy ain't here now, boy. Your daddy ain't here
Yeah.
now.
Hey,
Hey, man,
that's the
what you?
comment that shook the internet.
Hey, why you staying out in the ring? Why don't you come in the ring? Acknowledge your tribal chief. Come on in. It's like, yo,
Daddy
that
not
was
here.
so, that was so Paul Heyman Triple H. Like
Oh
that
yeah.
was so awesome. Like that was just like that little. So yeah, your daddy ain't here now. It's like, oh, yes, oh, this is
Yeah.
what we've been waiting for. And we always said we don't want to see it come at the demise of Vince passing.
Yeah.
It's like we would want him to see what he might have been missing, or just was too far deep into what was to realize
Right.
what is. So
Absolutely.
I'd rather Vince see what the difference is. But again, we can't expect too much to happen in one night. We can't expect too much to happen in 1 week. We got to wait. I say SummerSlam. Fro says 6 to 12 months. He wants to see what it's going to look like. Fro, I'm with you on that. I said Survivor Series. I may have to give this to the Royal Rumble. I may have to give Triple H a little more time.
Which is
So I'm
fair.
gonna
I mean,
move
because
it to the
if you think about it from now to the Rumble, I mean, you figure we basically in August, 4 months. I feel like that's a nice little gauge.
right. So you got what we already got SummerSlam coming up. We got no pay-per-view for August, which that still doesn't sit well with me. I don't care
Yeah.
about the
Yeah.
Clash at the Castle on September. I'm used to my SummerSlam
Yeah.
in August. I'm 40. I'm used to my SummerSlam in August. Damn it! I want my August SummerSlam party of the year. But overall, though, the show it wasn't bad. It seemed to flow a little better. There
Mm-hmm.
seemed to be a little more flow, not so much unnecessary, but it was still a 3 hour Raw. So if your expectation was, well, wow, man, Triple H is back, he's going to instantly make change. Well, that's why the show wasn't great for you. Because if you
Yeah.
had expectation, well, he was going to instantly change shit. No, we knew he's going to gradually change things, and we kind of saw that. And as far as the wrestling, um, it really wasn't bad.
Yeah.
If I got to be honest, I'll give it a 3, being fair, just on that the flow of certain things I can still question, but
Yeah.
overall, I'll give it a 3. But that we're gonna dive more into it.
I mean, I feel that's fair, and like you said, I want to make sure I bring this up. It says Facebook user. Please let us know your name if you
Mysterio,
so
the next
choose,
John Cena.
so I can address you properly. But yes, Tuco, man, do you think
That might be his
Theory?
name. I mean, come on, man. That might be his name, man. What's up, Facebook user? Welcome to the
He may
GLW,
be.
buddy.
He may be.
I think he is. When you look at a lot of people see the John Cena resemblance
Yeah.
from where Cena came from to what Theory looks like now. Could Theory be the new John Cena? He could be, but I don't want him to be the new John Cena. I
Yeah.
want him to be a new heel. I like Austin Theory as a heel.
Yeah.
I'm hoping there's no more catering. You changed the TV rating to make it a little more adult. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping you gotta go through with this Austin Theory heel.
You
You
got
gotta
to.
push this. You got to push it now.
And he's actually a good heel. That's the crazy part. I mean,
He
people might not be a
really
fan of the
is.
work, but his character, like, he's a pretty good
It's
heel.
not. I don't even think it's his work. It's just the fact that he won Money in the Bank. Man, look, Austin
Yeah.
Theory has been in WWE long enough. I've seen enough of Austin Theory to see growth and betterment for himself as a wrestler and as a performer and just what he does. I'm not saying he's the greatest, but I'm saying, yo, the dude is where he needs to be. He's doing what he needs to do. He's being given the opportunity to show that he can be that. And I'm not mad at that whatsoever because that's what I want. Yes, we have our favorites. Yes, we have what we love, but I've always liked the new. I'm one of the few older people who likes the newer kind of style because I've always been with it. For me, like I say, I've always said it before. Watching the cruiserweights of WCW kind of helps what wrestling is now, because that's what wrestling is now. Wrestling is what the cruiserweight division used to be back then. It was fast paced. You had you had to be on it, and if you weren't, if you were off, people you got called out for it. But there are certain legends, the Dean Malenkos, all the people that Rey Mysterio mentioned. There was a style there that people liked and enjoyed, and now that has evolved into what today's wrestling is. To me, that's my opinion, but I feel like that's what wrestling today is. That's why you have the fluctuation of so many smaller people being bigger names than all the big supposed big people that Vince usually tries to put out, is that the top people in wrestling. So I want to enjoy what Raw does. I hope that it continues to Triple H push some of the people where they need to be. I want to see Theory go where he needs to go.
Yeah,
I want to see Finn Balor finally get an opportunity. I want to see other young up and coming. I want to see Montez Ford get the push, but I don't want the Street Profits to go through the normal tag team breakup. Like, there's so many different things that I wish that I could see that I think we can get now with Triple H being in office, but we gotta wait. We gotta wait and see. So Theory is just one of those people that I'm okay with where he's at. I like what I'm seeing from him. I've seen enough of him to have faith that he's good enough compared to what we've been used to for so long. He's definitely good enough, and he could be better. And hopefully they'll continue to push that.
I'm gonna give my thoughts on that Triple H comment, but really quick, I want to acknowledge Fro's comment. You reading it right now, but he says, what kind of backlash would there be if they find out Vince still calling the shots behind the curtain? I'm gonna let you go ahead and get your thoughts on that one.
Yeah, well, there'll be some backlash, because there's already somewhat backlash, because now they're saying, oh, Vince didn't retire, he just stepped down from his role. So it's like, wait a minute, did he retire or did he step down? What's going on here, man? People, come on now. But at the same, but
moving the goalposts.
Right, man. So I'm going to look at it like this: if we think that this scandal, and I'm not quoting it like it's a joke, but if we're going to look at this like this just forced Vince totally out, I can't buy that. I don't buy that. To think that Vince no longer is involved, like he just clearly walked away from it. Now you think at the age that he's at, you can say, yeah, I could think Vince just walked away from it, but I don't buy that. I don't buy Vince walked away from it. If you think Vince ain't still got some type of hold or input, he's Vince McMahon. You think he's just gonna give this shit up this easily? No, not at all. Not at all. So they're going to keep it on the hush hush. It's within the inner circle. If there is, it's within the inner circle. If the inner circle decides to snitch it out, we'll find out. If they don't say anything, I don't see anything coming from it. But to think Vince still doesn't have an input, to think Vince still doesn't have a word, to think he's not going to say something, nah, I don't buy that. It's interesting to see how much control. That's why I say we got to give this thing time. We got to see how this moves forward. Are they going to actually try to shift and change, but keep what they are, but still understand that the times have changed? Or are they going to continue giving the same BS that they've been giving us? And so time will tell. Time will tell.
So here's my thoughts on that. So there's been rumors from many outlets, over the last day or so, that Triple H gave a backstage speech to all the wrestlers, right, all the talent, and he said that he wants to foster him along with Stephanie and Nick Khan. They want to foster an environment of transparency, and they want the talent to feel like their voices are heard, and they want them to actually come to work and have fun. And I know it's funny hearing that, especially when you talk about grown people and professional wrestling, but at the end of the day, it's a job just like any other job. I mean, you don't want to come to work and be miserable. You don't want to come to work and hear rumors. You know what I'm saying? Because your boss thinks they are spin the Cinderella, but that's neither here nor there. But going back to it though, I believe that there's too much hope, not only from the fans, right? Not only from the hardcore fans or even just the regular casual fans. I feel like there's too much hope within that locker room for Triple H to be on the same shit that Vince was. I really truly believe he's got too much support from too many different people for him not to succeed. Like, I really think he's got, and if you talk about putting Paul Heyman back on the writing team, bro, come on. Like, who knows the business better than Triple H and Paul Heyman? And not to mention Stephanie, she was born and bred for this. So I really feel like I'm not skeptical with Triple H. I was skeptical with Vince, and if he could turn it around. I don't feel that way with Triple H. And it could be just a honeymoon phase.
Well, okay. It's more of the fact that we as fans and wrestling professionals, those that who are, we understand what Triple H can do because we watched him do it for almost 10 years in NXT. Once he took over NXT until he had to step away, we watched a quality of wrestling that people appreciated, that so many people said unanimously is so much better than what you're doing on the main roster. I'd rather watch the product with new talent on it being given the opportunity and a chance to do what they need to do to make me want to watch them and invest in what they're doing compared to what's on the main roster. Unless you were a certain person, a Randy Orton, an Edge, John Cena, or Roman Reigns, or Seth Rollins, unless you were a certain person, we didn't see too much of those things come up, or we kept seeing we kept seeing the same people. That was the problem. We kept seeing the same people. Where in NXT, you didn't see the same people. We saw multitudes of people come in, regardless if you knew who they were 100% or not.
Right.
They still were able. I mean, come on, man. For them to bring in people like Asuka and Shinsuke Nakamura, for them to be who they were there, mind you, they were stars. They're stars in New Japan. Triple H brought them over and made them stars in NXT. They were some of the most dominant people, and they had some of the best matches with a lot of great talents. The Finn Balor versus Nakamura, the Sami Zayn versus Nakamura. Oh my God, dude, that was a great match. But there were so many great matches like that. So I feel like people have a trust with Triple H for the simple fact of that. Now, that doesn't mean that what he did at NXT, he'll do exactly on the main roster, because NXT is a different animal compared to the main roster. Yeah, it's still WWE, but the leeway and what they did, how they did it, it was totally different than what you saw on the main roster. And true wrestling fans, even some casual fans, saw that. We all saw that. So me personally, I feel like if he gave a speech and he told people not what they needed to hear, but what also needed to be said, I can roll with that, because he's given me a track record of showing me what he'll do with people that aren't the quote unquote type that people need to see, that Vince type. Because Ciampa, Balor, Adam Cole, even though he doesn't wrestle anymore, Velveteen Dream. Oh my God, dude, I wish he hadn't fucked up. Dude, there's so many undersized people who did so many great things that it's like, dude, the days of the big bulky guy is over. It's not totally over, because you have some big guys that are very athletic, and they are accepted, and people like that because they're not the same stagnant kind of big guy. They're different. They can do more stuff than you think most big guys do. So when you have that fluctuation, that evolution of wrestling, and we saw what he did with it. We saw how he promoted these guys. We saw how he put them out there. Can you say he did everything great? No, not everything was great, but man, compared to the main roster and what Vince and them was doing, Whoo, man, Triple H was doing, I say, 30% better than what the main roster was doing.
Look, and I'm gonna take the baton from here, and I'm gonna add on to what you said. My thing is with Triple H. Okay, you got to look at it, and I'm gonna address some of these comments too. It's so many coming through. It's hard for me to keep up, guys. So
no. Let's go through them, man. Let's go through them. We ain't no rush. Let's go through them.
But my thing is, so like with Triple H, right? You know, Triple H to me, I always felt like he was ahead of the curve when it came to mainstream wrestling. You got Impact, who they did their thing. You got New Japan, the Ring of Honor. They're doing their thing. But when it comes to WWE, let's call a spade a spade. And this is no shade to AEW. Huge AEW fan, love the shit. I mean, hell, for the last 3 years, loved it pretty much more than WWE, to be honest, and for the most part. But let's call it spade a spade. When you think of professional wrestling, you equate that with Vincent Kennedy McMahon. When you think of professional wrestling, people think of WWE, WWF, especially when you talk to some old school fans. You know, they just assume any wrestling that's on TV, what's that, WWF? You know what I'm saying? So it's you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So my thing is with Triple H, and the reason I got faith in him, when I look at what he's done with the birth of NXT, right? NXT, you know, which is birthed out of FCW and, you know, OVW and all that, you know, when it first came to be, it was nothing more than a game show. I mean, you got to think about it. At this time, you had Brian Danielson, Daniel Bryan, Titus O'Neil, Darren Young. You had all these people up here doing fucking game shows. Like, it was literally a game show. And then you took a game show, which was a joke, and then you turned it into what wasn't even supposed to be a third brand. It was supposed to be quote-unquote developmental. But then you had women like Sasha Banks. You had women like Bayley. You had people like Sami Zayn that came through. You had people like a Seth Rollins, who I believe was the first ever NXT champion. You had a Finn Balor come over, a.k.a. Prince Devitt.
Bo Dallas. Yeah, the Bo Dallas that was actually pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Like,
and then you had one of the greatest stables in NXT history, the Undisputed Era with Adam Cole.
Hey, look here, the Revival. Hey, look here, the Revival did that. First of all, don't you can't not mention the Revival. You can't not mention the creation of DIY and what that was. Bro. The Authors of Pain, dude. So many the Usos when they came in, like bro. Neville before he became Pac, like bro.
How many times have we said this? When we first started the GOW back in 2019, 3 years ago, almost 3 years ago to the day. You know, when we started this shit back in 2019, and this is back before NXT even became a USA TV deal. This is back when the shit was on the network. Bro, how often were me, you, and Joe up here actually watching the show on the network? Not often, but we never missed a special. NXT was so damn good. You didn't have to watch the weekly TVs on the network. You could literally tune in to the special, and you'll watch the great ass video editing packages that WWE does for their pay-per-views, and you get caught up. And when it's time to watch that match, you watch the match. Like that ladder match with the Street Profits. Johnny Gargano and Ciampa had one of the greatest rivalries and tag teams in the history. Velveteen Dream. Personal shit aside, that man was on fire. Karrion Kross, the way you made him such a big deal with him and Scarlett, you know, fuck, hell, you got the rebirth.
The Undisputed Era.
Bro, exactly. You can go on and on and on. Io Shirai.
Bobby Roode. Oh, Bobby Roode. Glorious. But dude, one of the best intros ever, dude. And just
and I say all that to say this, you know, and I believe it was the LCJ Joe. He commented earlier, and he said, you know, the Authority are the same group of people that promised us a few years ago. But what you got to understand is this: the Authority, they're the Authority on screen, but who's the real Authority? Vincent Kennedy McMahon. You know what I'm saying? He's a real Authority. I mean, Triple H is the same guy that had Ciampa and Johnny Gargano in a heel rivalry. They hated each other, and then Vince McMahon was the one that overrode it and then made him a tag team on the main roster. At the same time, they was going the next night back on TV and NXT and
hating each other.
You know what I'm saying? Vince McMahon is the same guy that took the NXT champion, Karrion Kross, and had him lose to Jeff Hardy in this debut match after hyping him up.
As the NXT champion. As the champion.
Vince McMahon Vince McMahon is the same guy that when his plane got stuck over there in Saudi Arabia, guess who he had to call on? Triple H. And Triple H had to bring his guys. Survivor Series, same year. NXT, smoked their ass. And then guess what? You got buried ever since. So it's like, I don't hold anything against Stephanie McMahon. I don't hold anything against Triple H, because at the end of the day, up until recently, it was still Vince McMahon's show. You can have as much input as you want to. At the end of the day, Vince, how many people did Vince cut from NXT that Triple H said, hey, I didn't have a hand in that. You know, so you could hire
especially when we know, yo, he pushed this dude like he's the next big thing. But Vince looked at him and said, nah, he's not good enough. And Tony Khan said, not Tony Khan, but Nick Khan said, he's not valuable. We can let him go. And so it's like, yo, you don't even have to say anymore. Just look back at all the people you let go for the last 2.5, 3 years. Look at all the people you let go. Like, bruh, you could still be that thing. I understand that, the independent scene has done something different in wrestling, but do you understand you're the reason for that? I don't think Vince ever understood that. Like, dude, you're the reason why the independent wrestler has become what they've become.
Yeah.
Why would people? Yes, you can go to WWE and make more money there than you will anywhere else. But there's a good chance you won't do shit. There's a good chance you will waste away a great talent because they don't fit the mold of what you think the people want to see. When the people, man, I'm sorry. I felt that way about Daniel Bryan.
I can't let that one slide. I'm sorry. I can't let that one slide. They, as in Vince, has proven he doesn't give a fuck what the people want to see. Vince don't care. Vince don't think the people want to see what Vince doesn't want to see. That's the thing, because there's been people, and I say it till the fucking wheels fall off. I'm not a big Zack Ryder guy, but guess what? You can't deny that man when he won, I believe it was the IC championship in what's that, New Jersey, when they had it at MetLife Stadium, the crowd was fucking over. And what do? You fucking embarrass them the next night on Monday Night Raw. Once again,
you got to go back. You got to go back further than that, bro. When he was doing his own thing as the internet champion, he was over. Like, dude, he is over. Like, no matter how goofy you think it was, no matter how ridiculous it was Zack Ryder a good in-ring worker? Yeah, I think the dude knew enough to sell and do what he needs to do in the ring to, make it look good. But as a character, the guy was extremely over. The people cheered him and they woo, 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 woo. Like, you don't participate with somebody, man, that you don't like, that you ain't feeling. You can say the crowd is fickle. You can say all you want, but you can't deny when a guy is over with the crowd. Either you're being cheered or you're being booed. But when you get nothing, that's when they know it doesn't work. This dude was getting something. He's getting more views. He's got more what's going on than what WWE was doing, to where they made him stop. And then they put him on TV, but they left him in that. They left him in that comedy role. Now, unfortunately, his character fit the comedy role. So it was unfortunate for that. But when you had the opportunity with this John Cena storyline, and you had the opportunity with him winning the Intercontinental Championship, and then he lost it to the Miz the very next night, like, yeah, man, that's the type of thing that made people give up on Vince and WWE. It's like, bro, why are you getting me into somebody just to say that they're not good enough? Like, dude, how many people are not going to be? Everybody can't be John Cena.
More over than you expected them to be. Because how many times?
That's true.
Because how many times have we heard people that came on the show and said, I was put in this type of role, and then I exceeded it, or the fans liked it more than that. So now, okay, well, guess what? I created something that wasn't part of what creative wanted for me. It got more over than creative, but because WWE's Vince's baby, he's the almighty Vince Kennedy McMahon. It wasn't BK approved. I guess they got squashed. They got to shut down.
Look here.
and for the record, I'm going to let the people know we're not shitting on Vince. I still love what he's done for the WWE. But at the end of the day, this is real talk for real fans. Man, we got to keep it real.
First and foremost, only a fool with no common sense would just bury Vince for recently without acknowledging what this man has did. Without what he did, we're not watching what we're watching now. Aladdin was good, fam. So we're not watching what we're watching now, man. So you can't. For me, I feel like Vince just got stuck in his ways
Yeah.
for a good amount of time. Even if you say TNA, and there's something about Triple H I want to get to about that too.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
even with about TNA or Ring of Honor and all these other independent companies, yeah, they were all starting up because WCW was gone. Vince was being picky about who he thought was good enough.
Yeah.
People saw what happened with that, and there was too much. Vince didn't keep everybody. You think about that. What Vince did recently with all the recent firings is the same
Yeah.
thing that kind of happened during that era. You can say, well, WCW got bought out. Yeah,
Mhm.
they were going to get rid of, but honestly, Bischoff and them was going to get it
Yeah.
until Vince and them took it. But Vince took it, and we saw what he did with all the wrestlers that he didn't give a fuck about. Essentially the same thing happened then that happened a couple of years ago, or for the last year or so, with Vince letting people go. You had so many people out here that people said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna make my own company, and we're
Yeah.
gonna do the damn thing." I also think some of that is the reason why Triple H made NXT what it was. He
Right.
took a lot of what was working in some of those companies and brought it to NXT.
Absolutely.
So
Yes.
I
Agreed.
feel like I don't give Triple H like I don't say he was always on that, because I do believe he felt like Vince. I do believe
Yeah.
that he had that mindset that, yeah, you got to be a certain type of person. But
Right.
sitting back and really looking at things, he's looking like, okay, I hear what Vince saying, but
Yeah.
I can't deny seeing these people are going crazy for these little dudes.
But
Like,
you, but,
they are
but you,
going
but you,
bananas for them.
but
Why
you
are they
gotta
going
also,
bananas for them?
but you gotta also understand too, the cerebral assassin, always thinking, always a step ahead. You got,
True, true.
and here's the difference between Vince and Triple H. I mean, Vince, he wrestled a match here or there, but Vince isn't a wrestler. Triple H is a wrestler. And that's the thing. And I think that's what qualifies him, because he's a wrestler. He's not coming at it from a corporate standpoint per se, or a business standpoint per se. He's looking at it as a
True. That's
global
very true. Very
expansion.
true.
You know, he's like, okay, you got NXT, you got NXT UK. I remember before the pandemic, he floated the idea of having an NXT territory in every continent, because my thing is
Japan.
Triple
They
H,
was working on Japan,
yeah,
but
like Triple H,
but New Japan wasn't on that. They're like,
yeah,
nah, bro.
exactly.
Kick
But
on,
see
kick
the
on.
thing, but see the thing is, like, okay, you talk about the Forbidden Door, and even though it's not nowhere near, as extensive as like an Impact and AEW, whatever the case may be,
Right.
Triple H had the foresight for WWE to work with Evolve. That's how we got Austin Theory. And so many other people,
Swerve Scott.
it's Swerve Scott, that business relationship right there. So Triple H, he was taking the independent guys, Finn Balor's, Keith Lee's, the Ilya Dragunovs and stuff like that, and bringing them here.
Seth
Even
Rollins, the Dean
Seth
Ambrose,
Rollins,
the
yeah,
Roman Reigns, all of those guys that are in wrestling now, they made a name on the independent. But overall, I feel like, yeah, like I say, I can't disregard that. Yeah, at one point he was kind of like one of those guys, but he saw the light, and like you pointed very clearly, he's a wrestler. Where Vince is an entertainer, he's a businessman.
yeah,
He ain't looking at it from that aspect, and that's true. So I can understand where, but that's also where I feel like Triple H, and this kind of goes back to Fro's question, you
yeah,
know, and where I feel like, if people truly believe what Triple H is saying, even though, let's
yeah,
say, Vince still has some input, I but Triple H truly is in charge of creating. He truly is in charge of, changing things up. I gotta roll with it. I got to roll with it, because he's shown me he understands what the new talent of today, or the new audience of today, what we like about wrestling. Even
right,
though we still like some of the old school stuff of it, but there's some of the newer stuff that we like and that people understand. So the fact that that's what it is, I feel like he's got an opportunity, man. But bro, man, whew, man, I know we can get to some conversation, man. But
yeah,
run through the
yeah.
rest of Raw real quick before we get out of here, man.
Yeah, I was say we got to wrap it on up. But damn, hey, first of all, the people have, hey man, y'all coming in hot and heavy today. We got y'all
Hey,
coming in
we
from
gonna
all
we gonna
over the
still
place.
talk, but we want to get through the
You
review
know,
part. We want to bring up questions. We want y'all to ask some questions, man, and we try to answer y'all, man. We want to talk to y'all, man. We hanging out with
good
y'all.
old franchise got to hang
Yeah.
out with the wife. Before I get, if I
Oh
get,
yeah. Well, no, yeah, I forgot. You newly. You got it. Yeah,
yeah,
you on a
yeah,
time
yeah, yeah,
schedule.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
But do your thing. Do your thing. Give me a second.
Hey, what they say in New Japan? Young boy.
Young boy. Young boy.
Oh, franchise son. But all right.
Oh, go ahead, man.
But going through the rest of Monday Night Raw card, all right, man. So we had Drew McIntyre. He defeated Theory via disqualification. We would then get Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley defeating Theory and Sheamus via submission. We would get the Mysterios versus the Judgment Day. Got to talk about the 20 years of RHEA in a second. We got Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair. They brawled for a second. We had Alexa Bliss defeating Doudrop via pinfall. We got the Miz and Ciampa attacking Logan Paul. Then we got Chad Gable and AJ Styles defeating Alpha Academy. So I was like, okay.
Dolph Ziggler and AJ Styles. I'm about to say, wait a minute, whoa, Chad Gable. Did Chad Gable turn on Otis? How did I not see that? How did I not see that turn happen? Like, whoa, what did I watch last night? Because that's not what I remember. But no, yeah, you got it though.
And then I mean, and that was pretty much it. Besides, okay, so I want to finish this off.
The 6-man tag that happened at the main event,
and the 6-man tag. Let's talk about the 6-man tag first, and then let's wrap up with RHEA. 6-man tag, Tuco.
Righto.
We got the Tribal Chief, the original Tribal Chief, the OG.
For the third time in the night. Hey, we saw Roman Reigns 3 times. 3 times in one show. 3 times in one show. Goddamn. Goddamn.
We got a triple dose of the Tribal Chief, and he brought us to the island of relevancy. And bro, I must say, I enjoy this. Hey, my boy Montez, boy, he got busted up.
He did. Good match. Riddle did his thing. Ford did his thing.
Put some respect on his name. My boy Dawkins. Hey, my boy Dawkins, he been hearing that on. I will say this. I love Angelo Dawkins. Montez is my dog. But Angelo Dawkins, man, that boy, he just shifted that thing into a whole new gear ever since that. Since they've been talking all that talk, and WWE let him go out there and do his damn thing. That guy is proven he gonna be a single star too. I promise you. With Triple H, he will be a star. He might not reach the level that Ford can reach, but he can get there. He can get there. He'll get there. His role will be a little rougher, but he'll hopefully they just don't see him as just the side guy. But no, man, Dawkins, I've been telling you, I said, man, that boy Dawkins has been improving every week. Street Profits, I'm digging them. I don't want to see them fight each other. I don't want to see them break up and do the typical tag team thing. I want to see them go be successful as a tag team, as singles guys. And I kind of want to see the FTR kind of thing with them, but not necessarily the FTR thing with them. Like, Ford, but I don't want to see I mean, you can do the jealousy thing eventually, but now, man, I don't want to see it right now, man, because I feel like Dawkins is going to get the worst of it. That's my thing. I don't want to see him get the worst of it. So it's like, because he's going to get the worst of it because Ford is going to get pushed. Montez is going to get pushed. And you already know it's a matter of time. The Rock endorsed dude, it's over with.
Exactly, man. So the fact that you got that, and the match itself, man, was a good match. It's the really Usos, it's Roman Reigns, it's Riddle, it's the Street Profits. I mean, you've watched enough of these guys to know, man. Okay, this is a main event you were going to watch because it was a good main event. They gave it a good 25, almost 30 minutes. So, commercial breaks in between, but still, they gave you a good match. Alexa Bliss, oh my God, dude. I was so happy to hear Alexa Bliss talk and be. Yeah, she's still doing the Lily thing a little bit, but she is so back to being Alexa Bliss. She wants to be that top. She wants to be that top bitch again. And you know what? And I can't wait. I'm happy. I'm happy that she's like, yes, like finally, Bianca, Leah, it don't matter. I'm coming for you. Yes, it's about goddamn time. Look, the Fiend thing, I wanted to see where that was going to go. But once they let the Fiend go, it was like, all right, man, y'all got to put Alexa back where she needs to be. And now they finally did it. But, yeah, man, that and the main event, those were really key things that stuck out to me. And, of course, Who's Your Daddy? But, man, but the main event was good. Dawkins is doing his thing. Montez is still doing his thing. Riddle's doing it. Everybody was doing their thing. You can kind of see the change in, how they're doing stuff. But at the end, the Tribal Chief won. Yeah, he pulled it out. But nah, it was a good main event, man. I enjoyed it. I watched the whole thing.
Too cold, man. As we wind down, we got to talk about
Right
that
on.
guy, Booyaka 619, all the way
Rey
from
Mysterio.
San Diego via Tijuana, Mexico. We got that boy, man, the greatest, the biggest underdog.
The biggest little man ever.
Bro, we got Rey Mysterio. It's funny, Leo says people say WWE did Rey dirty with the celebration. We about to talk about that. So I like that they gave him time. I hate that he spent the most of the night getting his ass beat.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the that okay, so the time, the him coming out with his son and him, you know, giving his appreciation, the highlight package. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm a little disappointed.
Yeah.
Because you could have went further. You own the library of ECW and WCW. Yes. You could have went further. You could have shown so much more. Give that man his damn flowers the proper way. Show that man in WCW. Show that man's rise all the way up. Not just show when he debuted in WWE. That was the one thing I like. Y'all missed out so much. You not gonna tell me you can't tell me what the Rey Mysterio that I saw from about 96, 97 when he came in to when he left for WWE or when WCW went there, because he didn't go straight to WWE. He didn't go to after a couple of years afterwards. But you can't tell me I didn't watch that dude, because that dude was doing the damn thing then. So nah, man, they could have did better with that. I like that they gave him his time to talk. He got time to thank people. He got time to reminisce. He got time to give his appreciation. The whole little Judgment Day coming out, I didn't have a problem with that. To be honest, because they were in the ring in their ring gear, so that let me know something is going to happen. We just going to see how long before it happens, and they gave Ray that much. And I believe they won the match, because I went to do something else and I did see the match, so I believe they won because they came in celebrating, and then somehow, some way, Rhea Ripley, who I am very glad to see that she is back and active and moving and just back. I'm glad she's back. But man, why did I see her just manhandle Dominic like that? Why the hell did I'm sorry, man. They didn't just do Ray bad. They did Dom bad too. Don't give me that she's a woman. No, bruh, she should not have been able to yoke that dude up out that easily out that room. Like that's my thing. She should not have been able to yoke Dominic out that room like that. Now, if that was Leia, if that was the daughter, if she had grabbed the daughter and yanked her out, that would have made much more sense. Because like, yo, that's my daughter. Get your hands on me, woo woo, and then bam, they jump him. But for it to again, it's not perfect. It wasn't perfect. You see where they tried, but again, it's like nah, man. You could have did Leia. That would have sparked something more, because like, oh man, you put your hands on his daughter. But it's Rhea Ripley, so it's like, she already mushed her in the face. Why not just grab her and yank her ass up out of there? Yeah, what you gonna do, Ray? What you gonna do, Ray? Yeah, I got your daughter. You ain't gonna run up and hit her. She's still a woman. So it's like the setup would have made more sense to me. But they did do Ray dirty. They did him right. They did him dirty. They did him right. Then they did him dirty. So it's like,
it was too good to be true. They're like, all right, time to
it was. It felt like, damn. Man, I guess Vince still is running the show.
Hey, the only thing that would have made that worse is if they had Dom beat Ray ass at the end of the night. Like, damn, all right, well, you just don't give a fuck. I'm glad they didn't do that. I'm glad they didn't do that.
I don't know if that still may be the story, man. That may still be the story.
It's coming. I'm just glad they let my dude celebrate his 20th before he got his ass whooped by his son.
Shit, yeah. But other than that, man, like I said, man, Raw overall, the first night, I give it a 3. It didn't feel the same stagnant way. It was still 3 hours. So there was still some stalling, but overall, I give it a 3. Like I said, man, I've pushed my timeline back to the Royal Rumble. Fro and everyone, I'm seeing what everybody's saying, and it makes more sense. I'll give you to the Rumble. That's about 6 months time. to see what you're going to do. Because let's be honest, I know we're getting ready to go, but I don't think Roman Reigns is losing at Clash at the Castle.
Nah.
And he's going to end up dropping the title at WrestleMania. The question is, who do we see as being that guy that's going to beat Roman Reigns? And I don't know. I can say a couple of names, but I'm not sure. So we'll leave that to ponder on, and until we come back, and then we'll talk some more.
All right. Well, look. With that,
45, boy. We went 45 with the people.
And it's a straight up entertainment on the GLW Block Party.
First of all, hey, shout out to all the folks who came in and just showed love, man. Yeah, man, we always got to give y'all love, man, because y'all taking your time out.
Got to. And shout out to all the new people that joined us today, man. We appreciate y'all. Thank you for tuning in for sure.
Right, man. We like what we talk. We try to be as honest, as fair. Yeah, we like what we like, but we want to be fair. We want to be real. Keep it 100.
All right, well, speaking
but
of
other than that, man,
we gotta tell the people what we got coming up this week, because tomorrow we got the AEW. Now, we will let y'all know. We will. It ain't gonna be 2 hours tomorrow. It ain't gonna be 2 hours because King Too Cold and I we got some real life stuff to do tomorrow. Thursday we coming to y'all, man, with our top 10 women wrestlers. 2 shows. As well.
We got two shows.
We got a prediction show.
Thursday.
We got the SummerSlam prediction show. Friday night, we got the AEW Rampage, and then we also got the Friday Night SmackDown Go Home show. Then Saturday
Friday night block party, Friday night block party, Friday night block party, Friday night block party.
Summer in Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. Woo.
Saturday. Bro, SummerSlam.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll talk off the air. I don't even want to say nothing because I know if we say it in front of the people's going to expect it. Yeah. We'll talk off the air. We'll let y'all know by tomorrow. But yeah, man. No, man. We appreciate y'all for real. We got, like I said, we got a lot more to do. Like I said, we're going to come on for AEW tomorrow. Not the whole 2 hours, but we're going to come on. We're going to talk. We're going to do what we do. And then we're going to see y'all Thursday for, like I said, man, our top 10 women's eras. And then, of course, we're going to give you that SummerSlam prediction. And then, Friday night block party, baby. And then SummerSlam, Saturday night block party. It's going to be a party week. It's the summertime. We partying. Y'all party. We party. We're going to have a good time, man. But other than that, y'all enjoy y'all night. Be safe. We appreciate y'all, man, for giving you the few minutes of time that you gave us. And we'll see y'all tomorrow, man.
And for everybody watching our little podcast, if you're rocking with us, we love you. And if you don't, you can kiss my black ass. Peace.